Hello, hello, hello. My name is Kathy Marie Howell, and I am also known as the Connection Mentor. And I am here today to share something really special with you and also to invite you in because I know that so much of the energy is electric at the beginning of this 2026, and yet knowing that there's still a lot of movement from 2025 that we haven't completed. And so this is where the invitation comes from. What I realize is I am a show and tell person. I don't know if you did that whenever you were younger, but it has always been something that I am a very hands on person and often use visuals in what I share, what I speak about, how I live. I'm a very visual person, and I understand that that can help a lot of people, especially when you're designing your life, to have a visual and trusting that God has your back and that you are the divine being, that life is being created through you with your choices. And so recently I shared about the podcast that I am began January 1st, Speak Her Power. And part of that is showing up for me more openly, more um, intentionally, and in that aligned piece of giving because I what I want to share today, the manifestation pages, I realize and I'm sure that I was shared this as a child, but my great grandmother had created her manifestation pages. She didn't call that, I don't know. I, my grandmother was born in 1913. She and I spent a lot of time together going through old pictures, old things that she had. And like I said, I'm sure that as a child, this was planted in my brain. And yet, as an adult, I don't know, my mom and I were going through some of her things, and I found it, and it was like everything just clicked. It was like, oh my gosh. Because for me, this is something that I've been doing for years and years. I have created visual book after visual book of my life, either what it was going to look like once it was done. And I never really got into like scrapbooking. I know that was a big thing back in the 90s, I believe, maybe 2000s. But I never really saw this as really scrapbooking because it was really like this creation of my life. And so with that, I have been going through things that I know will make it easier, especially for women to really light themselves up going into this energy. Like we've been in the wood snake energy. If you follow any of the Chinese elements, it's they've been in the wood snake. So we've been shedding. So much of the collective has been shedding and transforming. And so in 2026 we're going to go into this fire horse, and it's so cool. I'm seeing so much of this fire horse energy online, and yet we're not there yet, technically. But once again, we're going into like the details of, like dates. Are they like how relevant are they? And for me, like following like the moon cycle, like as a woman I follow a cycle, but it's typically the moon, so that I'm walking in this physical world and the spiritual world, so that nature shows me where the timing is. And yet in the physical world I see the calendar and I see that it's the 6th of January. And so once again, in my work, I blend these two energies together so that I create my life in a magical, supportive way. And that's what I want to bring to you today is this. I'm going to share with you my manifestation pages, and I also want to extend the invitation to co-create the next set of manifestation pages that I will create, which will officially kick off the new year 2026 for me in my energy. So what I do is I create a book of my life. And so and I'll go into it just like I said, high level, and then we'll go into it more when the actual event happens. And if it's something that sounds interesting to you that you'd be interested in, send me a message, comment below, let me know. If you know somebody who would be interested in this, please share this video, please share the invitation. I will create an event. So this is the book of my life for 2025, and it's not complete because, as I said, we're still in this energy. And so I use a multimedia notebook, and I like the spiral because I keep it open on my desk all year round. And this year was about taking the stage, being able to really open up my life to something more. And each month is different. I have a specific way that I share in to slow down, to meditate, to experience gratitude and what that looks like. And so, hello, Aga. Uh, so, so I'll share just a couple of what I do. You do not have to be an artist. You don't have to be a creative. We are all creative, but it's not something that you have to know anything about. I have done so many different versions of this, from the drawing, painting, but really it's designed to use like glue and images, and so they can be either of you or something else. Once again, I'll share more at the event, but this will give you kind of a little bit of a context of what I've experienced. This is personal to me. Yours will look completely different, and yet as someone who values legacy as creating something for our future generations to say, how can I do life expansively and yet grounded? I'm always talking about these roots and wings, and this is a way that I've experienced that. So this is 2025, like I said. So I started off the year with my word of the year and the calendar, and then from there created each page of this was, if I can get it up here, there we go. Just as a reminder, I wanted to see a lot of this gold standard, always the heart movement, and I'll give before the event some ideas on where to get some images and that kind of thing. And then there's a reflection celebration page, and then the meditation. So once again, I'll go into that a little bit during the event. But this is where, going back to the roots and wings, I am doing terrible about showing this here, and really expressing myself. And so I can fast forward through these, or I'll just wait until the event to actually share a little bit more. What I'm working with this month, I went from really, once again, I'll help you with ideas, or you come with your own ideas, whatever that looks like to you. The key is to have fun, and that's what what lights you up in a way that helps you grow. So I'm going to share, this is last month, and this was my birthday month. And so, there we go. And what I did, just creating beautiful, memorable moments. And then lastly, this is for this cycle. This is what I'm looking at. Thank you. This is absolutely beautiful. All right, here we go. So, wanted to finish off the year really powerful and feeling that fire really expand and create something that just ignited in me, and seeing this last shed of 2025 and really being in that energy felt expansive. So once again, if you want to come to the event, it will be the weekend of the new moon, which happens on January 18th. And let me make sure that's correct. Yes. So still kind of putting my feelers out on what the time date. So I'm open to, I'm kind of flexible. And if anybody is interested in joining me for this, learning how to create their own book of their life, I would love to share. And thank you, Aga, for being here with me, for saying that it's beautiful. Hopefully, you can join the event and or catch the recording for it, and I'll share a little bit more and what that really looks like and what it can look like for you, because that's what it's all about, right? Is about ourselves and our life and what we create, and it's this beautiful dance with our creator that helps these things come through. And if my great grandmother from the 1800s brought this to me, I feel that I would be doing a massive disservice to keep this to myself and 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 not share it. So I love you. Thank you for spending this time with me. And if this is something that you would be interested in, please let me know. I love you. Thank you.